You know, after I sent out the newsletter, I was very nervous actually about what the response was going to be, because of course I knew a lot of you were going to be disappointed, you know, with me no longer writing the cozy mysteries, at least for the next few years. I mean, everyone hates change. I do as well. And, you know, I always get really upset when my favorite, you know, TV series or whatever is stopped. So I totally understand. You know, I'm very much sensitive to expectations. So I was very nervous about what the response was going to be, but I've been really overwhelmed and amazed by how lovely everybody has been. So thank you so much to everybody who sent me, you know, I had like over 50 messages come in within like 24 hours of me sending out that newsletter, of just people messages pouring in of support. So I was so grateful. Thank you. There's so many, I couldn't possibly go through them all. I just wanted to share a few with you because they really made me smile. For example, Christopher in Cologne, Germany said, "As I read your newsletter, I could totally understand your situation. I'm not a writer, but it seemed completely logical to me that you do come to this point where there is no more story to tell. But going on reading, I was shocked because I'm an absolute fan of the Oxford mystery stories. I'm reading them a second time just now," and he put a smiley face. "But as I then read that Crete is the location of your next book and cats are part of the story, I was relieved. Crete is one of my favorite holiday destinations. It's such a lovely island, and the new cover is perfect. I'm looking forward to reading it." So one of your fans has overcome his shock immediately and is looking forward to the next episode of books. And thank you for such a lovely message, Christopher. Petra said, you know, I think you can be very proud of your honesty. I'm sure it wasn't easy to admit that it was time for a change. And Denise said, "Yay for you. Pivoting is hard and following your dreams, not exactly easy when others have expectations of you. As a fellow firstborn, I get it." I had one from Martina who said, "As much as I would have loved to read another book in the Oxford Tea Room or English Cottage Garden series, I do totally understand what you've been going through. Probably Gemma's trips to Vienna and the Scottish castle were already a hint." And I thought that was very astute of her, because actually it's true. I think, you know, book 8 in the Oxford Tea Room Mysteries, which is called Apple Strudel Alibi, is set in Vienna, and Gemma and gang go to Vienna. And book 12, which is the last book, is set in Scotland, in the Scottish Highlands. It's called A High Whisk Situation. And that one is also following a trip I made to Scotland. So yes, actually Martina was very astute, in the sense that I think that was already me trying to break out and move away from the English village setting. And from Ria, where she said, "I'm very excited for your new book. I have read and loved all your novels, but reading your announcement couldn't make me happier. First, because I'm half Greek and always love stories which are set there. But second, and way more important, you should do what makes you happy and what you feel like doing. Life is too short to have a bad conscience about a cozy novel that just won't come to you. Even if you had announced that you were stopping writing completely and, I don't know, starting a goat farming business, you'd still be the only one who has a say in that." When I read the announcement, I immediately thought, oh, cool, she's developing into her next writer stage. And we can always reread all of your cozy novels if we miss them. So thank you, Ria. And that comment about the goat farm made me laugh. But the one that made me laugh the most, I have to say, came from Suzanne. And she just sent me 6 words. And she said, "You write it, I'll read it," which was lovely. A lot of people have said that while you miss the current books, that you're all very excited to read the new one. So that was really lovely to hear, and very encouraging. And a lot of you loved the cover that I shared in the newsletter. Vera, for example, said, "I love the cover of the new book. One can see at a glance something sinister is in between the pages. I'm so looking forward to reading it." I was really pleased about that, because I worked very hard on the design of the cover to make sure that I wanted to convey that juxtaposition of beauty and danger. And so I was very pleased that the thriller part came through. I've got loads more to tell you about my new book, and I'm going to save that for a future video. Until next time, bye.